Hello and welcome to Sport Tech. Before we get going, I would like to give my respect to all Formula One drivers and teams. So in today's video, we will be looking at the top 10 longest serving drivers on the current 2022 grid and a brief history of their previous teams, ranking them from the least races to the most races among the currently active 2022 drivers. Starting off the list at number 10 is Esteban Ocon, with 101 Grand Prix starts. Currently driving for the Alpine Renault Formula One team, the 25-year-old French driver made his Formula One debut in 2016 for Manor Racing in the year's Belgian Grand Prix. In his first season in Formula One, Esteban and his team Manor Racing failed to score any points that season, seeing him finish 23rd ahead of his teammate Rio Haryanto, and the Manor Racing team finished last in the Constructors' Championship. He later moved to Force India the following year in 2017, where he partnered with Sergio Perez. It was here at Force India that Esteban Ocon scored his first ever Formula One points, finishing 10th at the opening race in Australia. Esteban Ocon scored 87 points for the 2017 season and finished 8th in the overall standings behind his teammate Sergio Perez. For his first season with Force India, Esteban's highest finish was 5th in both the Spanish Grand Prix and the Mexican Grand Prix. In 2018, things got a little tight and tricky for his then team Force India. Being faced with financial issues and facing possible liquidation, a group of creditors working with his teammate Sergio Perez took legal action and saved the team by putting it into administration. Assets belonging to the team were bought by a consortium led by Canadian businessman Lawrence Stroll. He was replaced by Lance Stroll at the newly acquired team but stayed with Force India until the end of the season. Later in 2019, Esteban Ocon joined Mercedes as a reserve driver but failed to take part in any Grand Prix in the whole year. It was in 2020 that Esteban Ocon joined Renault, his current team, and was partnered with Daniel Ricciardo. He scored 62 points and finished 12th in the championship. During his first season with Renault, his highest finish was in the Sakhir Grand Prix after he came in second. In 2021, Renault rebranded to Alpine F1 team and signed Esteban Ocon together with two-time world champion Fernando Alonso. At the end of the season, the French driver finished 11th overall, accumulating 74 points and taking one victory in the Hungarian Grand Prix. The driver is still in the team for the 2022 season, continuing his partnership with two-time world champion Fernando Alonso. He is currently 8th in the drivers' standings with 56 points. Esteban Ocon has started 100 Grand Prix races in his Formula One career. His only victory in Formula One came in the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix. Number 9, Lance Stroll. The Canadian driver is currently driving for the cognizant Aston Martin Formula One team and currently has 112 Grand Prix starts. The 23-year-old driver made his Formula One debut for the Williams Racing Team back in 2017, where he had a legend of the sport, Felipe Massa, as his teammate. His debut in 2017 meant that Stroll was the first Canadian driver in 20 years to be on the grid since the 1997 champion Jacques Villeneuve. In the 2017 season, Lance Stroll's highest finish that season was third, as Valtteri Bottas overtook him with only a few meters left to the finish line in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, stealing the second position from him at the last moment. The third-place finish in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix saw Stroll become the second youngest rookie and driver after Max Verstappen to finish on the podium. He finished the season 12th in the Drivers' Championship. His 2018 season, however, wasn't so great as he finished 18th in the Drivers' Championship. In 2019 he moved to Racing Point, where he paired up with Sergio Perez and replaced Esteban Ocon. In that season, he finished 15th in the Drivers' Championship, managing 21 points. In 2020, he remained at Racing Point together with Sergio Perez. It was a better season for him on the grid as he was able to finish 11th in the Drivers' Championship, managing to score 75 points for the team. His second highest ever Formula One finish came in third place at the 2020 Sakhir Grand Prix. Fast forward to 2021 and Stroll remained with Racing Point, this time the team changing its name to Aston Martin.